Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to be looking at the Jazwares Fortnite Legendary Series 6-inch scale Drift action figure. This guy is part of the most recent assortment of Jazwares Fortnite figures. That assortment includes Fishstick, Eternal Voyager, Drift, and X-Lord. I currently have Fishstick and Eternal Voyager, got Drift today, and I should get X-Lord in a couple more days. So let's go and check out the packaging here. At the top, Epic Games, Fortnite, ages 8+, Legendary Series. That means it's the 6-inch scale, not the smaller 4-inch figures. 40 points for articulation, Drift, 8 different pieces. And then here he is. It looks like he's got a Storm Flip, Kevin the Cube, a couple pickaxes, a couple guns, and a back bling, which will double up for a skateboard. One side here, you can see Drift at the bottom. Other side here, same thing. At the bottom, there is a barcode, in case that helps anybody. And the back side, here's Drift posed up. And then here's some other figures. X-Lord, Fishstick, and Eternal Voyager are all from this assortment. Beef Boss and Galaxy are the two most recently released figures. Now, McFarlane Toys has released their own version of Drift, but it seems to be a little bit different. I look forward to comparing them with each other. So with no further ado, let's open them up. Alright, now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out, and he comes with a good amount of stuff. Starting with the left, he's got the dual edge harvesting tool. This is the second time we've received a dual harvesting tool in action figure form. Then he has Kevin the Cube. The top weapon there is the tactical assault rifle, and below that is the suppressed sniper rifle. His back bling is called the backboard, and he's using the Drift variation of that. It can also double as a skateboard pretty nicely for this guy. And he also comes with a Storm Flip. So Drift here is a skin that was available in Season 5. You could get him if you had the Battle Pass at Tier 1, but you'd have to upgrade him throughout the season. He's wearing his Kitsune mask, sort of an Asian type fox thing. So this is Drift at his max level. He's not the full max level Drift, as that version has some pink energy on his sides and arms. But that'd be really hard to capture in action figure form. I think they picked the best version of this guy they could. So, let's take a look at the figure. Starting with his head here, see he's got that fox, the ears painted, the facial paint. I like it. It looks pretty cool. Pink hood on top of that. He's got his jacket on the inside. He's got his, raincoat on the outside. And it looks like if you want to make middle Drift, you sure can. I think that's a really cool feature here. Like the zipper. Looks like we've got double joint elbows, double joint knees, high top tennis shoes there. Overall, pretty cool looking figure so far. And then, here's the figure broken down as far as he can go, with all of his removable parts detached. And one accessory I'm really surprised he didn't come with, especially considering you take his mask face off, is an alternate unmasked face. This guy had like a mohawk and a facial covering of sorts. It almost seemed like that was their plan, but they sure didn't include it. Since it's not included, almost seems like, what's the point of the removable mask? Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with his mask. This is a white fox mask, got a lot of pink and gold highlights. I think the eyes look exceptionally good here. The mouth looks pretty cool too. And this is how that thing connects to his face. Here he is with no mask on. Like I said, I really think they intended to include that other face. You can see he's got ears and all kind of flesh color on here. Another face would be super easy to attach. And then here he is with his mask on. Here he is with an alternate face attached. This is a Jonesy face that came with the Rabbit Raider figure. Now Drift is not Jonesy, but it would have been very nice if they gave us that unmasked Drift head. A little disappointed about that. My point to this is any of the other interchangeable faces will work with this guy. Now let's check out Kevin the Cube. This is a black cube with a bunch of purple stuff on it, a lot of designs. It's got a little hole for him to hold it with his thumb down here. Kevin the Cube is a smaller version of a large purple cube that changed the game many seasons ago. This thing cracked the sky and caused all kind of havoc in Battle Royale. I don't believe this is actually game accurate at all. There was never a small version of Kevin the Cube for any of the characters to hold. There was a back bling. There was a version of it at Steamy Stacks. Besides that, just a cool little one-off accessory. Here he is holding the cube. His thumb slides into that little hole, and he actually holds it better than I would have expected. Now, this is not the first time a figure has come with this cube accessory. Raven also came with the same accessory. Now let's look at the Storm Flip. This is a black bottle with sort of a lightning bolt on the front. On the back side, it's got a little hole for him to hold it with. The Storm Flip is exactly what it sounds like it is. You would throw it, and if there's no storm, it would make a large circle where it would hurt somebody and cause a storm to be created. And if you threw it in the storm, it would cause you a safe zone where you could not get hurt. Now, this thing's a black bottle. If you want to double up for something else in your action figure world, it could just be a bottle for someone to drink out of. A lot of uses I can get out of this. Here he is throwing the Storm Flip. And here he is drinking from it. Here's the Storm Flip with several other throwable items from the game. Now let's take a look at his jacket. This thing always gave me the impression of being sort of like a raincoat. It's very long. His is made of a soft, rubbery material. You can stretch it open, put his arms in and out, take it on and off. I think that is an absolutely excellent feature for this guy, giving him more display options. Here he is with his jacket off. This is sort of a mid-level version of Drift. McFarlane Toys made a Drift figure as well, and this is the version they chose to make with the jacket off. One detail I noticed is missing on this guy. They have it at the bottom here where his arms stick out of the sleeves. A little pink stripe, but it really should go all the way up his arms. And here he is with his jacket on. I must say, tip my hat to Jazwares. Really cool that this is a regular release and they were able to give us numerous variations of his skin. If only they gave us another face, that would have been even cooler. One thing I want to point out is doesn't really block any articulation. Yeah, his shoulders are blocked. They really can't do much. But he got full range of motion in his elbow still. So pretty nice. And if you wanted to, you could put the jacket onto another figure. But I've yet to find another Jazwares figure besides Drift that it looks good on. And the jacket actually fits onto the McFarlane Drift as well. That is really cool and unexpected. It might be just a little bit tight, but it looks pretty good. Considering the McFarlane Drift is a mid-level version of him, I love that you can add this accessory. Now let's check out his back bling. This thing is called the backboard. It's essentially a skateboard they can holster onto their back. You can see it's black at the top. It's got a peg for both the peg hole in their feet and the peg hole in their back. It's got some wheels that actually function. And in the back here, it's designed, painted like Drift. This back bling has an endless amount of variations, probably at least 15 or so, and they sure picked the appropriate one for this guy. Here he is wearing his back bling. You can wear it with either the jacket on or off. There's a hole in the jacket to go through to the peg hole in his back. And there it is on his back. And here he is riding the skateboard. Looks pretty good. This is not something you can do in the game. The closest you were able to get to this is using the hoverboard, which is currently vaulted. Here's his back bling next to all the other back blings that Jazwares has made for their Fortnite collection so far. And they are interchangeable between each of the Jazwares figures. And here are all the back blings by both Jazwares and McFarlane. And I'm sad to say they are not interchangeable between both lines, as the thickness of the peg is quite different. Here are several different Jazwares figures wearing each other's back blings, showing they are interchangeable between the Jazwares line. And as much as I wish they are not interchangeable between the McFarlane and Jazwares line. If you were to take a McFarlane figure like this, take a Jazwares back bling, the peg is too fat and will never fit into the hole back there. And in turn, if you were to take a Jazwares figure and the McFarlane back bling, the peg is too thin and it'll fall right out. Now let's check out his harvesting tool, or more commonly referred to as a pickaxe in the game. This is the dual edge harvesting tool. This is the second time we've received a dual pickaxe in action figure form. So it's got a pink blade, I see some gold, some silver, some red on the handle, and a pretty good amount of sculpting detail on this thing. Here he is holding the pickaxes. Now, I don't think this pickaxe is actually intended for drift. It does look good with him. I've got the max level drift from Season 5, and I checked my inventory. I do not have these pickaxes. Here's Drift, walking down the sidewalk. He hears a chest behind the brick wall and decides to get it. Comes up, chops his way through. So not only has he chopped his way through the wall to get to the chest, but he gained a little bit of break at the same time. And now that he's opened the chest, he's got himself a tactical assault rifle, a big pot, and some clingers. Here's Drift's pickaxe, next to the pickaxe that came with Eternal Voyager. It's the only other dual pickaxe we've received so far. I do believe X-Lord, the final figure from this wave, also comes with some dual pickaxes. Here's his pickaxe, next to all the other pickaxes Jazwares has released so far. And here are all the different pickaxes from both Jazwares and McFarlane toys. And I'm happy to say they are interchangeable between both lines. Here are several different Jazwares figures holding each other's pickaxes, showing you they are interchangeable throughout the Jazwares line. And then here are a couple of Jazwares figures holding McFarlane pickaxes, and a couple of McFarlane figures holding some Jazwares pickaxes, showing you they are interchangeable between both lines, giving you a ton of different display options. Now let's check out his guns. He comes with both a tactical assault rifle and a suppressed sniper. The tactical assault rifle is an interesting assault rifle in the sense of it uses small bullets like an SMG. I believe that was introduced at the time they introduced the John Wick mode and the combat shotgun. Then we've got the suppressed sniper rifle. That one doesn't do quite as much damage, but it's silent, so it's kind of hard to tell where it's coming from if you're getting sniped. Both of these weapons are currently vaulted in the game. Here he is holding the tactical assault rifle. Pretty good looking gun, and his trigger finger fits into the trigger nicely. Here he is holding his suppressed sniper rifle. This is actually the first time they've released this in the Jazwares line. Holds it pretty nicely as well. It visually looks a little bit small. Here's the Jazwares version of the suppressed sniper rifle at the bottom, next to the Jazwares bolt sniper rifle above. They look pretty similar. And even though you can't do it in the game, if you wanted the figure to hold both guns at the same time, he sure can. Here are his guns next to all the other guns Jazwares has released in their Fortnite collection so far. And here are all the different Jazwares guns next to the few different McFarlane guns that Jazwares hasn't released in their line. Here are several different Jazwares figures holding each other's guns, showing you that each gun works with each Jazwares figure. And then here are some Jazwares figures holding McFarlane guns and McFarlane figures holding Jazwares guns, and I'm happy to say they are interchangeable between both lines and work great. Either line can put their trigger figures into the triggers and hold the weapons perfectly. And now, let's check them out with some other accessories you can use to enhance your Fortnite figures. Here's Drift driving a McFarlane Quad Crasher. I actually took his jacket off to allow him to sit better. You can't do it with the jacket on, but it looks kind of funky. And here he is, riding on the back. Even the pegs on the McFarlane vehicle fit the peg holes on the Jazwares figure's feet. Here he is riding in the McFarlane shopping cart, and then pushing around Eternal Voyager in the cart. Now let's check him out with the McFarlane glider and launchpad combo set. Here he is next to it fully assembled. Here he is getting ready to launch up and fly away. And if you're curious how he looks when using the glider, looks great, fits nice. Here he is next to a chest. This chest is also made by Jazwares, but it's intended for these smaller 4-inch figures. You may wonder, how could it be for the smaller figures if it's oversized for these 6-inch figures? This wasn't just a chest, it was actually an accessory pack. If you open it up, it came with some building material and guns for the smaller figures. But since chests are such a huge part of the game, I'm happy to have one for my collection, even if it's a little bit too large. And now, he's opening up a llama. This llama is obviously not from Jazwares or McFarlane, as it's simply a stuffed animal. But that pink llama has become a staple in the Fortnite game. You see that, you immediately think Fortnite. So I'm happy to have one for my guys. Here he is next to a campfire. This campfire came with a NECA Friday the 13th Jason figure, and I thought it would double up great with my Fortnite collection. And then he's getting ready to tag the wall behind him with some spray paint. Now that we've taken a pretty in-depth look at both the figure and his accessories, now let's check out the height of this guy. From bottom to top, sitting at about 6.0 inches, and that's going to translate to a little bit over 15 centimeters. Now let's check out his articulation. Starting with his head here, it can rotate around. The hood is actually not fully connected, so it does not obstruct that. It can look down about that far and up and down, more than I expected there. Shoulders on a ball joint, they can go out quite a bit more than 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. There is a butterfly joint between his shoulder and chest area here, allowing his arms to go forward and back. Bicep cut here, double jointed elbows. Wrist can rotate, and it's hinged, and there's finger articulation. He's got a ball in his torso here, can rotate around, can go forward and back. Legs on a ball joint, they can go out, do the full splits. Forward, about that far. Back, not too much. Got a thigh cut below that. It's kind of lower though. Double jointed knees. Then his foot here. Looks like we've got a cut in the middle, the shin. Feet up and down. They can rotate and rock sort of simultaneously, and toe articulation as well. Now let's check them out next to the McFarlane Drift. So starting with their two heads, you can see their masks. Just a lot of similarities, but there are some differences. Which one do you guys think looks better? Let me know in the comments below. I noticed this hoodie, a little more pink on the McFarlane version, a little more red on the Jazwares. McFarlane does have the stripe all the way down the arms. I'm not sure why Jazwares chose not to put that on there. Going a little further down, white t-shirt sticking out. Different kind of articulation, but they both have double jointed almost everything. Shoes looking pretty similar. Overall, both these figures are quite enjoyable. Now let's check them out compared with some of their action figures. Starting off with some of their Fortnite figures. Here he is next to the rest of the figures I have from this assortment of Jazwares Fortnite. There's actually a fourth one coming out, X-Lord, and I should get him in 2 days according to Amazon. Here he is with the previous assortment of Jazwares Fortnite figures. Here he is next to the entire Jazwares Fortnite Legendary Collection. I should be getting X-Lord in a couple days, and that'll get me fully caught up. I still have some Amazon pre-orders for Ghoul Trooper, P1000, and Doggo. They sort of changed my Battlehound listing to something else. Not sure if those are actually ever going to come out, as we've never seen visual pictures of them, but potential rumors. And here he is next to the entire McFarlane Fortnite collection. Here are all the Fortnite figures that I bought multiples of. You may wonder why I bought so many. Well, I got all the different wild cards to use as a Royal Flush Gang in my DC action figure world. I got 4 of each of the variations of Skull Trooper to use as Scarecrow Henchman. I got 2 crack shots for Toyman Henchmen. And then I got 4 Rabbit Raiders and 4 Night Hares to use as Mad Hatter Henchmen in my Batman world. Here he is in a huge battle royale with all of my Fortnite figures. As you can see, they're all shooting each other, driving, launching explosives, sniping, healing, gliding, getting loot, everyone trying to kill each other, trying to see who can get the most kills, and more importantly, who can get the win. Next, let's check them out compared with some action figure lines from different various companies to see how it fits in both scale and style wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Here he is next to some SH Figure Arts action figures. Then with some Hasbro Marvel Legends and some Mafex figures. And here with some Mattel DC Universe Classics and Multiverse figures. And here he is next to some Mezco 1/12 cloth soft goods action figures. And with some Mattel wrestling figures. Then with some NECA figures. And here with some DC Direct and DC Collectibles figures. And here he is with some McFarlane toys. Then some DST or Diamond Select toys. So overall, I must say I'm very fond of this Drift figure. One thing I like about him, I actually have the skin. This is when I was pretty new at the game. I started in the middle of Season 4, so Drift was in early Season 5. Brings back some good memories of when I was first playing the game. I really like the fact that they gave him his rubber jacket. I like the fact you can take it off and use different stages of him. I love that the jacket fits on the McFarlane figure. I think his back bling skateboard's really cool. There's just a couple small details they missed on this guy that would have made him a little better. And the alternate face would have been very nice as well. If I were to rate this figure, I think I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. I'm enjoying him more than I expected, and I was definitely looking forward to this release. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add it to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.